When they say she get it from her mama, I'ma say you fucking right. Body rude is unpolite. Don't be in the humble life. Tell me, is you down? Cause I'm trying to go up tonight. All the hoochies left and right. I just wanna live in a fantasy.
Girl, you try to break my heart. Did it make you happy? You supposed to hold me down, but it didn't. I think I'm better on my own. I kick all the fuck niggas out my circle. Baby, we just fucking, this is not no love at first sight. I can't take you serious, I fucked you on the first night. Had at the whip, she throwing that ass, she throwing that shit like a tantrum. I'm pulling her hair, she don't even care, she want me to bust like a handgun. I turn this to my favorite stripper.
Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, when I started grad school in 2019, I was like 220 pounds, and now 5 years later I'm about 170 pounds. So I've lost a total of 50 pounds in the last 5 years, and I made a full video on how I started that journey, my body recomposition journey, and what made me want to grow my glutes and start reshaping my body and all of that jazz. But honestly, for about the last year or so, since 2023, the scale has barely moved. I've watched my body reshape all kinds of ways, but the scale has literally stayed the same. And I do personally believe that I live a healthy lifestyle. I record vlogs all about my day-to-day life. I actively go to the gym. I generally go on walks. But I think the reason that the scale hasn't moved and that I haven't seen as much progress as I would like is because of my lack of consistency in this final year of grad school, and really just also the high levels of stress of this last year, trying to graduate, find a job, finding a place to live. Like, it's all been a lot, and I definitely have not been as committed as I was when I made that first video, quite frankly. Like, I was like deep in the throes, and now I've kind of been deep in the PhD throes. But now that that's done, I'm very excited to recommit to my fitness journey and really get the silhouette of my dreams. Like, I still love my body at all stages, but I do have an ideal me in mind, a better me, of me that I aspire to, and that comes with certain habits and consistency. Like, it's not just gonna magically appear. She has routines and things that she does that I am not yet doing enough to be her. So I want to be her, you know what I mean? In the last 2 weeks or so, I have started back being a bit more consistent in my fitness habits, and I'm feeling a lot more confident because of it and much more willing to vlog. Also, like, definitely a part of it, feeling confident on camera. I have to feel confident in my day-to-day life for it to come across to you on screen. That's just how it works, I believe. I feel a bit more confident, and I'm seeing more progress in how my face looked just a mere 2 weeks ago, and nothing gets me more excited to stay consistent than seeing progress. And as we know, we only see progress with consistency. And so for me, consistency means having a routine of small or minor actions that I commit to doing repeatedly over time and letting that build up into a total sum of actions. That's consistency. It doesn't mean a whole lot all the time. It could be this many things, but at a consistent basis. You know what I mean? And so I have created a routine to get myself back into my normal healthy habits. Like, honestly, prior to July, really, I've been very lackadaisical with my approach towards my fitness journey, and I need to use this time before I move to Florida to just get back into my body and into myself and doing things that I know make me feel good and that get me out of this plateau. Like, I would like to see more progress and know that I am capable of doing so. And because I have seen myself do so, I know how to do it. So yeah, I've made a new program, a new checklist, if you will, to get me through getting out of this plateau. And I want to share it with you today as I do most of it. But really, this will be a gym vlog. I'm going to take you with me to the gym, to my cardio routine, and just show you and talk about the things that I am doing to move me forward in the direction that I want to be in. Like, I feel like my weight at least has been stagnant, but so much more of my life has moved. My career has moved, my hobbies have moved up, my relationships have moved up, but like, I feel like my body has been stagnant because I haven't been giving it as much of attention as I have everything else. So this is changing. Here are the 3 steps I'm going to be taking to move myself out of this weight loss plateau. Step 1 for me is hormone balance. Everything starts with sleep. Hunger and fatigue are the worst with the less rest that we get. So you're hungrier and you feel more tired when you don't get enough rest. I think we all know that. So it is really true that we must start with sleep. So sleep allows everything to recover, and without that full time for recovery, mentally and physically, our bodies slowly regress into a dysregulated state. And since it's summertime, I can wake up whenever I want to. So lately I've just been setting my alarm to whatever time it is plus 8. So if it's like midnight, setting my alarm for 9 o'clock, you know? But generally I would aim to just like go to bed at maybe 10 or something so that I could wake up around 6 a.m. around 6 a.m. Another habit that's important to me for regulating my hormones and balancing them is making sure I'm eating at regular intervals. I know that food is fun and food is fuel. We have to eat to support the amount of movement required for our goals. And I know intermittent fasting, aka starving yourself in order to eat less, is all the rage right now. But I personally have not seen enough in the literature to support it. In fact, there was a recent study that said that it does not make a significant difference in total weight loss. So I personally will not be trying it. I believe in eating at regular intervals, and I'll put a PMID of that study on the screen or in the description box. But yeah, so for me, I won't be doing that, not eating until the day is over stuff. That's not my vibe, but I do aim to eat at regular intervals as close as possible. I want to start being more cognizant of that. So every 2 to 4 hours, I want to have a balanced meal, meaning all of my macros on my plate if possible. Also, in part of balancing my hormones as a PCOS girly is recognizing the importance of micronutrients, making sure I have the ones that I don't get from my food taken care of. And for me, that means I recognize the importance of omega-3s on my heart health. There's a lot of heart disease in my family and a lot of diabetes and things in my family. So I make sure to take a vitamin D supplement and a fish oil supplement daily to support my mood and my heart health. My mom takes omega-3s, my dad takes cod liver oil. Like, we all take some form of fish oil for our heart health, but yes, we should also be eating omega-3s, etc., etc. But yeah, I take these supplements as often as possible. I need to re-up right now, but I have learned from all the weight that I've lost and building these healthy habits that I am my most miserable when I don't get enough sleep and I don't get enough food. I got a headache, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I want to do nothing, I don't do nothing, and that's not my favorite me. So I'm getting back into the habits of making sure that I am supporting my hormonal balance in the small ways that I can. Of course, we still should speak to our doctors for making sure that we're not taking things that we don't need to be taking. So take that with, a grain of salt. Step 2 for me is balancing my blood sugar as much as I can. So first for me, now that it's summer and I'm in the South for good, like I'm back where it's hot all the time, hydration is more important than ever, regardless of the weight loss benefits. I'm personally aiming to drink 2 liters of water minimum daily because I really believe in the importance of it. It helps the creatine that I take, it helps with recovery, and hydration is just good for our body all around. So I'm making sure I get enough water daily to aid in my weight loss plateau journey. Another part of balancing my blood sugar is making sure that I am eating enough protein and fiber. I'm sure you've heard the phrase gut health, which is really just referring to the macro and micronutrients that help stabilize our blood sugar and healthy bacteria. So I personally am trying to fix my gut health by taking care of my missing macros and my missing micros. I take care of my micronutrients through my morning supplements that I showed this morning, and I'm aiming to meet my macronutrient goals through balanced eating. Balanced meaning every meal must have carbs, fiber, protein, and fat if possible. I personally eat the same meals daily since nutrition is often the hardest part for me as a longtime snacker and junk food junkie. So I really do eat repetitive meals that I know are within my macro goals. I'm particularly focusing on protein and fiber aspects right now, though, because I know that the high protein supports muscle growth and high fiber supports the friendly bacteria in my gut. Step 3 for me is creating a calorie deficit. It's last because I know that being in a deficit will not be helpful if I'm not meeting the previous steps to keep my body in a balanced and efficient state. If I'm in a deficit but I'm not sleeping enough, I'm not getting enough of the right foods, then I won't be able to turn that glucose into fat loss because I'm not at a steady state. So I am personally doing the calorie deficit as my 3rd step, and I'm creating this deficit, aka burning more than I consume, through movement. I burn naturally about 1900 calories a day with no movement, according to my TDEE calculator. So I eat either 200 below that number or right at it, and I rely more on movement to keep my burn number bigger than my eating number. I'm personally prioritizing strength training because the more muscle mass we have, the more calories our bodies burn naturally without movement. Plus, a major part of the recomposition part of this process is building muscle in addition to the burning of fat. If I were to only focus on cardio, that would help me for weight loss, but not fat loss or muscle growth. So I'm aiming to hit the gym 3 to 5 times a week for sustainable muscle growth, 3 times being the leg days and 2 times being upper body days. So another part of maintaining my calorie deficit is making sure that I prioritize cardiovascular exercise, aka cardio. And my favorite form of cardio is walking. It is the easiest, quickest thing for me to do, and I love a good aesthetic scenery, you know what I'm saying? I love some aesthetic scenery. I love being outside. I am a southern girl, so I personally try to make sure I gain at least an hour's worth of walking every single day, whether that be 2 30-minute walks, 3 20-minute walks, 1 hour all at once. I really do think that getting that 1 hour in helps me get that infamous 10,000 steps a day. And I really love it because it allows me to keep my heart rate in my fat burning zone, so like a relatively lower heart rate but still elevated. Because I'm in my fat burning zone and I am doing something low intensity, it's very easy for me to commit to. I do it every single day, and it helps maintain my deficit by burning a lot of calories because of how long I'm doing it. I've noticed that I burn about 200 to 300 calories when I am just lifting, and that even when I'm just lifting, I only get about 2 to 3K steps total for the day without walking. So when I do make sure I go on my walks, that gets me an extra 300 calories burned, and I get to reach up to my 10K steps, which is just such an extra effort and showing myself that I'm worth the time. So I really love it. There's an ant crawling on my camera, so that's fun. I really have to say I really see the most progress when I am combining my strength training and the walking. Like the cardio and the lifting gives me the muscle gain and the fat loss, and by having the proper nutrition, I am supporting the recomposition phase internally. So I really love it, and I am making sure that I get my 10K steps a day, and I've been on a roll. Okay, I've been on a fucking roll getting my 10K steps for June. and July I'm aiming for every fucking day, every day. No, I'm not done. I know I'm just pausing to talk, but anyway, let me finish my walk so that I can get on with my day. Look at that, me getting in my car just when it's starting to rain. Yes, divine timing. Purr. Got me a little 30 minutes in, so that's fantastic. I'm gonna end the vlog here because these are the 3 steps that I am following to make sure that I get out of this weight loss plateau and start back building the silhouette of my dreams. Step 1 is hormone balance. That's me getting enough hours of sleep, 6 to 7 to 8 hours of sleep ideally. That's not skipping breakfast, no intermittent fasting, eating at regular intervals every 2 to 4 hours, and that's making sure that I am meeting all of my micronutrient goals through taking supplements like vitamin D and fish oil. Step 2 is my blood sugar balance, and that's me eating balanced meals, making sure I have high protein, high fiber foods and a balanced plate with carbs and fat on it as well. And that's making sure I drink 2 liters of water a day. Before I left the gym, I filled up a water bottle. Oh my gosh, you can hear the rain starting. That's step 2, is like making sure I'm doing my blood sugar well, making sure that I'm feeding and consuming the right things. And then step 3 is making sure that I'm burning more than I'm consuming. So that's me being in a calorie deficit by going to the gym, going on these walks, getting 10,000 steps a day, and just prioritizing daily movement and stress-free living. Following these 3 steps, I am incredibly optimistic that I'm going to see some gains and some fat loss in the coming weeks. I'm going to be doing this honestly for the rest of the year, but I'm challenging myself to really stick to it to a T for the next 40 days, because I believe that whenever I have like a little challenge like this, like 14 days, 30 days, 40 days, 75, like however many days, it really just gives me a chance to lock in and let it become a habit again. And that's really all I'm trying to do. I've been slacking because I was trying to graduate, but I have graduated. So now it's time to just live the life that I've wanted to live. I have the time, I have the space, I have the resources, so I'm going to do all that I can to make sure that I am building the silhouette of my dreams. If you're trying to get out of a weight loss plateau just like I am, then let me know if you tried these out and how they work for you, or if you have any other comments or tips down below, please let me know. I always see the most progress when I actually commit to consistency. Even if I don't hit all of these steps every single day, when I try my best as frequently as possible, the weight is going to come off. Like, we don't have to finish, like I don't have to have the body of my dreams in 40 days. I have my whole life to be fit, but it starts by starting, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't get there if we never start. So I'm excited to really just recommit to myself through this journey. I hope I see you in my next video, and I will see you there. Bye, friend. Okay, Rain.
girl.